Hi everyone, my name is Taiwo. Welcome to Data Server. Our topic today is 15 essential Excel function for data analysis. As you can see from the bar chart on the screen, the least used function is length, which is shortened as len, and the most commonly used function is sum, and everything is rated in percentage. As you can see, is the higher percentage of 12.4 and followed by 11.6, which is VLOOK. So I'm going to show you the topic of the day. So 15 essential Excel functions: sum, VLOOKUP, average, if, count, trim, median, left, mid, mode, Datedif, concatenate, find, search, length. So I'm going to launch my Microsoft Excel 2024. Please note you can use all this function from Microsoft Excel 2013, 2016, 2019, 2024, and also Microsoft Excel 365. Not to waste too much of your time, I'm going to just show you the first one, which is the sum. So if I want to get the total sum of my total price, I will just highlight, go to home and click the sum symbol, then automatically give me the value. That's how to do the sum. So then you can do the sum by typing the function of sum. So for instance, I can just click here and I will go to type my function, the sum, with the range of the sum I want to calculate, and I will populate it to be where I want it to be. So all I need to do is I select K22, then I put my sum code here and I press enter. You can see it's the same value. Additionally, another way to do this sum in a further advanced way is to use the sum if function. The sum if function will enable me to calculate based on the region. We have 4 regions in this particular data set. We have central, we have east, and we have south, and we have west. So let's assume that I want to calculate the central total sum. I'm going to put my code that will show you how to do that, and using the sum if. So basically what this code does is to use the sum if function, select the range, which is F2 to K21 as it is, then put central in the middle with quotes, and also add the value that fall into the category of central, which is from K2 to K21. As you can see, this is how, and you press enter, this is how you get the sum. So for professional standard, because you don't expect your user to be changing the code often, all you need to do, you can do it in such a way that you create a dynamic drop-down list that immediately you select any of the region, then you can be able to calculate the desired region based on your selection. And to do that, we're going to add what is called drop-down list into our G26 cell. To do that, I go to data, click the drop-down beside text column and select data validation. On data validation, from the allow value box, click select list, add the all 4 option of your region, which is central, east, southwest, and click OK. Automatically our drop-down populated with central, east, southwest. So for us, all we need to do is to change this central to G26. So to do that, we're going to add another code, which is going to be in our H26. As you can see, the code is changed to G26, and the G26, nothing is selected. Immediately I select central, you can see it's the same value. If I select east, it's going to give a different value, 7,107, 29p, south 1,695.45, and west 2,155.70. These are very two important functions for both sum and sum if. That is how to make use of this function. So the next in our list is VLOOK. The VLOOKUP function is frequently used in data analysis as well. So for me to do our data analysis to use VLOOK, we need another set of data sets. Our data set comprises of two columns. We have one that is product ID and category. And what we want to we want to use the product ID to populate the product category in our product data. So to do that, we're going to add our VLOOK code here. So in order to generate our category products. So I'm going to use our VLOOK now for that column L2. As you can see, the product ID that equates to our product category in the product category is technology PC. You can see product PN0011, and if you come here, you can see PN0011 technology PC. So just for you to test run, because of tutorial, sometimes you have data running to about 200,000, so you don't have time to be checking, or just to show you that it's working. All you need to do, you double click and automatically populate the rest of the code. And this one is not part of our data set. So this is what we have. And this particular #NA is deliberately changed so that it gives us this error message, which is #NA means not applicable. If you go to our product category tab, you can see this is PN0030A. So the code is not the same thing because we have PN0030. So that is the reason we are having this error. And there's a reason for that. So because I'm going to populate another VLOOK condition to enable us to do that. And to do that, we have to add this if NA, which is combination of if NA, if not applicable, with the condition if the value is not found, then we put the word not found in quotes at the end of the VLOOK. So these are only two options that we add. When we drag down, you can see this string not found. This is exactly what we want to prove. That is the reason why we make this one now to be same. So, and the next thing, the alternative to VLOOK, the other function that you can use for VLOOK is a combination of if and count. And in some cases, most cases, you have to use this for data less than maybe thousands of data, not like when it comes to which number of data. However, it's still going to work with that set of data, but it's advisable to use the weight. Maybe data less than 100,000. So let's use this alternative combination of two functions, which is if and count. And you're going to see that it's going to populate the same value. You can see they are all the same value. Office supplier, technology PC. This is all what we need to do in order to get our VLOOK to make it work. So that is that. So both sum if, sum, and VLOOK section completed now. So we're going to go to the next function, which is average. To do average, as you can see, we got on this region and price. The average of this price is straightforward. We just put our average. You can easily check, because if you highlight this, the Microsoft Excel, all the way from Microsoft 2000, Excel 2010, will automatically generate the total sum and average. You can see average is 23315. So if I use the code, then we're going to get the same value. Then I'm going to just quickly populate that for you, and you can see that's the same value. So also we need to use average if, similar to what we use with sum if. So to do that, I'm going to take into consideration the region, and we add East as the average of East that we want to see. So this is average of East. So we all want to use dynamic as a professional standard for the average if, but doing selection, you can see nothing is here. So what we need to do, because we already created our region option selected drop down list, so all we need to do, we go back to our product, we copy this, Ctrl C, and we go to our average and we paste our drop down list here. So all we need to do, we just change this code to this D26 reference. So this is what we need to do. Then automatically, based on our selection, the value will automatically change. As you can see, if you change it to central, you change it to east, give us the same value, and south and west, you can see the value automatically change. So this is all what we need to know about average. So the next function is if function. The if function enables you to make a decision to check if a condition is true or false. So the first one, which is very crucial, you're going to check how many duplicate value in this particular region. To do that, first and foremost, we have to click sort A to Z. So we're going to select continue with the current selection. So just sort only this. And our code will enable us to check how many duplicates we have here. So basically, we are expected to have 4 left after check. So populate to the rest. As you can see, we have 4. It's going to be 4 now. Let me just highlight them for you. The first one is central and the east and the south and the west. Basically, what this particular code does is just going to eliminate the duplicate value. In other words, this is another function that serves as unique. But because this particular function, which is if combination of checking, you can use in Microsoft Excel 2010, 13, 16, 19, 24, Office 365. But the unique function is only available in 2024, Office 365, and 2019. So that's the reason why this one is very important for you to understand how to use it. The next one is if blank. And the if blank is good to check if they are blank in some of the range of the cell that you want to check. And take note, you cannot just double click, you have to drag or use other method of copy. Then you select shift, then you click press enter. Let me show you that. So Ctrl Z. So if you click Ctrl C, copy, then you drag down, select shift and press enter. That's it. That's how to do that. So because you have blank in between, you can see this as highlighted as yes blank and this one yes blank. And the one that is not blank show as not blank because the condition has been set to yes blank or not blank. So the very important aspect of all this function of if is the multiple if condition, which is very important that most data analysis should understand how to use it. So I'm going to populate the if condition, which is going to be based on about 5 multiple conditions. So let me populate this if condition so that I can explain to you. Basically, we have 5 different conditions with this if condition. The first one showing that if any of these 4 options, which is central, east, west, and south, is found, the return should display the value as capital letter. As you can see, east is capital East, all the way, all the letter is capital, and west is capital West, and central is capital Central, and south is capital South. So for this one, which is not blank, wasted is deliberately and show as not listed, as you can see from here. That's the last condition on the list. So if any of them is not, as you can see here, not listed, and the blank one, which is deliberately, is blank. So this is how to make use of if function. The next function is count and 3. So it's a combination of 2 different functions. So I'm going to show you how to use it as well. So the count is the number of numeric value in a range of cells. So let me just give you a sample of this count. The first one is going to put our count just on its own without any additional function. So the count, what it does, because it's just count, because if you look at the range, it's between B2 to B21. But as you can see, the total numeric number in this range is just 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Highlighted in red. So that's what ordinary count does. The count A count the entire range, and you can see it's going to populate 20 because our range is now highlight is from B2 to B21, and as you can see it's 20 and it's equal to 20. That is working. And the count blank is the next one, which is going to show us the total blank between the range. And if you populate that count blank, as you can see, it's just 3 count blank. D2 to D21. I'm going to count the blank 1, 2, 3. That's the count blank. So our next function is product name trim, and it's trim function. So we want to trim all this. If you look at all this red highlighted, there are more than one space which is required. In other words, this is regarded as unstructured data. So by the time we use trim, it's going to become structured data. And to use trim, it's just only one trim function required for this. So what we're going to do, we're going to trim every data in each column to come to I column. So we highlight everything as don't click. So one single space in between all the two words. So what we need to do in a real life scenario, you copy and you right mouse click and say paste as value. That's turned to value. So that's what you need to do. Done. That's how to use the trim function. And the next function is median function. The median function is straightforward. As you can see, we have the quantity and the quantity sort. So I just want to give you a quick glance in-depth understanding of median. That is why I have that quantity sort. So the first and foremost, the quantity which is not sorted is the same procedure function you have to add. We have can gives you 5 because it's just gonna sort in the memory of the computer system and give you the middle number. So as you can see here, because we have two middle number here, which is 5, 5. So what the computer does, it add the 2, 5, which is equal to 10, divided by 2, and it's still going to give us 5. Let us add the median for the G column, which is going to be from G2 to G21. And it's going to see that it's going to give us 5 as well. You can see 5. And this one, just to show you that this is how the median works. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 is the middle. If you add the median for J2 to J10, it's going to give us 5 as well. So this is how the median works. So for those of you doing data analysis for financial, then you need this particular median to understand how to use it. So the next function is left function. The left function, we have a couple of examples for left function, and we're going to show you how to make use of this left function. Is used to extract specific number of a character from the start left side of the text string. So the first one, we're going to use example of extracting the first 3 letters from the full address. As you can see, the first 3 letters we have green, but the first 3 letters is GRE, which is here. Then we're going to populate it to the rest of the record. You can see the next one is Chicago CHI, and the next one is right function. So it's similar to that of left, but what we want to achieve with this right, we're going to get the last 3 digits of the string in a particular cell. So we can see central as the last word, retrieve RAL as the last 3 digits. So if it's this similar to drag it to the rest of the record, then you can see the last one, which is west, extract EST. That's it. And also we can use combination of additional function with the left, which is more or less like a kind of an advance. By using left and find, you can actually extract the first word. As you can see, the first word from the full address, left with find. So the find is the space that shows that it's going to find the space. After that, the -1 will remove all the rest of the string by the right of the cell. So that's what the combination of left and find does. And also we can use find twice in order to find, to extract 2 words from the full address. As you can see, this is Great Bay, then you automatically extract Great Bay. So, and the last one, Seattle, Washington, is the first 2 words. So that's how to use combination of the code for find left and find function. So the next one is mid mode function. The mid function is used to extract a specific number of characters from a text string. So I'm going to give you a sample of the mid, which is going to be. So supposing you are working with a data analysis that got a lot of data, say running to 100,000, and you want to extract just number from the ID number, you can easily use the mid function. So what it does, the mid function, the mid is the function, the B2 is the product name, and the 3 counts from EN0 as the 3 end at 0 and extract the next 4 character, which is 0011, and all the way down. It does it for the other cell range up to from A2 to A21. So that's how you use mid. And the mode is the next function that we need to use. And the mode function find the most frequently occurring number in a range of a value. So we cannot use this sample of mode. As you can see, 4 already been selected. Highlighted, that shows that this is the most occurring value in this range from E2 to E21. So that's how to use mode. And the next one is Datedif. The Datedif is a function to calculate the date differences between 2 dates. So I'm going to have a sample of days and months and years. So date is going to calculate the differences between the order date and ship date. All you need to do is drag it to the rest of the record, and it gives you the total days that takes for you to get the ship from order date to ship date. And the next one is the month and days, which is going to be similar to that, only that month has been added. So you can see Datedif, month, and Datedif, date. So the differences to generate the month is YM in the quote, and the one that generates the days is MD. So we drag down. So you can see that's it. And the last sample of the Datedif is the code that cover years, months, and days. So you can see you have only 2 records that cover years: 1 year, 2 months, 5 days, and 2 years, 0 months, 4 days. So this is all the sample regarding Datedif. And the next one in our list of function is concatenate. concatenate bring two strings together as one. So we're going to concatenate first name and last name. As you can see, Claire Gooch is the first. Claire is the first name, Gooch is the last name, and this code return it to Claire Gooch. And remember, we have space in quotes in between the M2 and M2. So we drag and generate the first name and last name. Now, our next function is find function. The find function used to locate the position of a substring within another string. So let's do the sample define. As you can see, the find on its own, as you can see, we asking the find to find position of number 4. So by the time we drag to the end of the record, we display all the position of number 4. Where we don't have 4, it displays it as error value. So this is how you use position. Sometimes this might be necessary to use to generate a particular data set. It depends on what you are doing. So the combination of let and find function also can be used to extract first word from a string. So I'm going to do that sample for you now. So you can see this left S2, which is the full address, and find as we did before. Now bring the first word of the full address and all the way down. You can see all the way down. The last one is here to the first one go. And this other combination of find is count and find. And what this one, check number in a particular cell range. So what it does, it tells us true or false. As you can see, this is deliberately test no number. This one has got no number, but this one is very important. Sometimes you want to check whether there are number alphanumeric in a particular string, then you can use this particular code. So count find, then you indicate all the numeric number and set the cell address, and with greater than 0, then it gives the option value. That's it. And our next function is search. So we use to search to return a substring within a test string. So let me just cite an example of a search function for you. So we're going to use for again. As you can see, we have for in this, and we don't have for. All where you have no, we don't have for. Where we have for, we have yes. This is an example of if is number search for B2, combination of if and search. So the next is to use the left function and search to remove the right string character after a specific selected character. So we are using this particular code. So looking for the column, after the column, automatically remove the rest of the column, which is the combination of left and search. This is how to use this code. After this full address is search for column. After the column, the rest of the right string are removed. As you can see, we have Greenville, Wisconsin, and the rest of the code removed all the way down. So our last one on the list is left, which is we can easily use as to count the number of characters in a text string, and all the way down. I have to drag because there's some blank space. And the other last sample for if is combination of if and length option. So what it does, you check for blank. If there's blank, as you can see, this one is blank, it shows blank. Not blank, this is just test condition, if condition with length option. So these are what you need to know about very crucial, important, essential function for data analysis in 2025. So before you go, that's the end of this 15 important function. But before you go, I'm going to show you last option, which is going to be table. For advanced user of data analysis, if you press Ctrl T, it gives you option to turn this to table. The essence when you turn this to table, it makes life easier for you and improve your efficiency when you come to data cleansing. So let me just give you a quick scenario. If I type here left product, because I want to extract some first character from product name. If I just put equal left function A2 command 3 close bracket, and you see that everything automatically generates instead of me dragging. That's the reason why you need to use, after you do your structured data, you turn it to table, then it makes life easier for you. And thank you for watching. This is the end of our tutorial. For those of you that want us to train you on SQL, Power BI, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Access, also web development, get in touch with us on, can email us on dataserver2024@gmail.com, and you can unleash your potential. Or if you want to customize any of your database or web development, you can get in touch with us. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay blessed and remain your style from Data Server. Bye. Take care.